the lecturers and my colleagues. You can see them behind me. For the beginning, I would like to ask you if you can, all of you, mute the microphone on the application. Okay, so you will find it on the left. That is the icon of the microphone. So if everybody can please switch it off, because yeah, sounds good, looks good. Just few of you, if you can do that, because then the meeting will be a little bit better without the other noises. Perfect. So let me give a second. I would like to share the screen. Perfect. So my name is Lucia Balcerova. I'm from the Regional Development Agency of Pardubice region. I'm really happy that we can meet here online to do the activity for the site visit. You know, the situation with the COVID and restrictions is not so easy, but I hope everybody is okay, everybody's doing well, and we see the online meeting as the best way how to organize this activity. Normally, if everything will be fine, we will meet physically here in Pardubice in Czech Republic, but you know, the situation is how it is. So we are happy that we can do it like this. I would like to give a space to my colleagues for the beginning to say hi to you, and just if they want to say something for the site visit. So my colleague Pepa.
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Josef Drasky, and I work together with Lucia Balcerova and Jan Gregor on the AQUARES project. I have joined the Regional Development Agency in the month of May, and I started to help my colleagues with the project. So if you have any questions for the project, do not hesitate to contact me as well as Lucia or Jan. And I also want to thank everyone for joining this online session during the site visit.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And then I'll give a short space to my colleague Hamza.
Hello everyone, nice to see you. Maybe some of you remember me. I'm in the project almost from the beginning, so I hope you will enjoy it today.
Perfect.
That's all.
Thank you guys. You can go back to your work if you want. So it was really shortly on the beginning. Just wanted to show you my colleagues and to say hi. So let's have a look and let's start. We are here because we are everybody working on the AQUARES. We are here to do the activity, the A3.3, the site visit. Let's have a look for the first part of the meeting. So we will just really shortly to say how to use the Zoom application. Then we will have a look for the program. And then I will give a space to every partner, because our lecturers doesn't know you or don't know you very well. So there will be space for you to everybody to introduce yourself and to say how you see the situation with the reusing water in your country, and what's your expectation of the presentation. So how to use? I said it already. Actually, I hope everybody can hear me well. When you see the window on the left, there is the mute of the microphone, and also you can switch on or switch off the video. So if you would like to be on the video, it's really nice to see you, everybody. If not, doesn't matter. Like you can switch it off. Then, if you will have a question during the presentation, there is on the downstairs space. Then you can see the chat. There is the button with the icon chat. So if you will have any question for the presentation, or something what you didn't catch up or what you don't understand, please write the question to the chat. Okay. So on the chat, it will be on the right screen. So all the questions we will read always after the presentation. So we will give a space to the lecturer, and then we will read the question, and we can discuss if there will be some questions. That's how to use the Zoom. Let's have a look. Who is here? I just maybe would like to ask if the partner, the main who is working on the project, just can say yes, I'm here. So we have a partners from Murcia, from Spain. Just can you switch on the microphone, Manuel?
Yes, because I have a problem at the beginning because I share my office and everybody was hearing them.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So Murcia, the partner from the Spain, it's a lead partner. So very welcome here. Then we have a partner from Greece. Is anybody from Greece here? I think I saw Eleni. I see she's trying to connect, so we will see if she will connect later. Then we have partners from Poland. It's the partner Lodge.
Yes, we are here. Hello.
Perfect. Hello. Good morning. Thank you. The next RRAPK. It's Czech Republic. So we are here. Hello, everybody. Then we have a Malta. Eva. Is anybody from Malta here? No, so maybe the guys, they are not here. Then we have Fla from Italy.
Hello. Hello, everyone. We are here.
Okay, thank you. Hello, good morning. Then we have Germany. So it's Silke. It's OOWY. I am not sure if she could chat, but I saw her here. But
the microphone was muted. Good morning. Hello from Germany.
Good morning. Perfect. Hello. Good morning. Then we have a foundation from the Spain.
Hello, we're here. I'm glad to join you in this event.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, girls. Then we have a Baltic Coast. So
yes. Hi, hello from Latvia.
Hello, they are from Latvia. Yes, perfect. Thank you very much. And the last one is Trebnje. They are from Slovenia.
Hello from Trebnje.
Perfect. Good morning. Hello, Sarah. Perfect. So everybody is here except the Malta. So we will see if they will connect later, or if we will just send the video for them to see them. To see the video for them. Perfect. And then I would like to introduce just really shortly our lecturers. We are here, company Skanska. It's Eva Neudertova. It's our first lecture here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Perfect. Thank you. Then here we have also the company Concept Ecotech. The owner is Pan Zdeněk Petru. Hello. Just switch on the microphone, please. It's on the left, right?
Please get I am here. Hello to everybody.
Perfect. Hello. Good morning. And the last company who will be another lecturer from Chemcovex, Hydogeopark. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Perfect. Hello, perfect. So thank you everybody that we just can say hi, just we know that we are here. Perfect. So let's have a look how the program is for today. So now we are in the first part. You can see it on the screen. So it's in some introduction, and then I will give you space a little bit later. And then the first presentation, we schedule it at 10 till 11. It will be from company Skanska. The Green Business Manager Eva Neudertova. She will give us the presentation with the colleague Petr Duška, and then Mr. Zdeněk Petru is here also to answer your questions if you will need something or if you will be interested. And then we will have a short break. So then you can just have a coffee or, you know, relax for a while, because sometimes it's too much when you need to listen, you know, the meeting and the presentation in a row. And then the second part, it will be by Hydogeopark. It's the worker search manager from the Hydogeopark Pátek. And then in the end, we will have a conclusion and some discussion. I just would like to tell you on the beginning that the lectures from the first part about Botanica K from Skanska and concept Ecotech, they need to finish earlier. So they will be here till 11, max 11:10. So if you will really have the questions for their part, please write it to the chat for us to read it and to answer your questions. I think if you will have a more question later, you can write it and then we can discuss here and then we can answer later. Okay? So sorry for that. So it's just for the program. So now, guys, please let's give a space to you also to be a little bit more interactive for you. So I have questions here. So it will be really nice to hear from you, for our lectures, these questions or answers for these questions. So sorry. I have something here. So, in which area do you work and what does your work focus on? So, it will be a question for you. What are your expectations from the presentations or your stakeholders? And is there anything you would like to hear from our lectures? So, now we'll ask again as we begin on the beginning to saying hi. So, we will start with the Murcia. Manuel, are you there? Can you switch on the microphone, please? Manuel? The microphone again, please.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So you can see the questions on the screen. So if you can just introduce yourself really shortly and if you have any expectation from the presentation.
Okay, this is Manuel Boluda. I work for the General Directorate of Water in Murcia. My region is maybe probably the driest region in Europe. For our organization, could be very interesting. To save water, especially for reduce the consumption of the drinkable water. Although in our case, it's not our main priority because our agricultural consumption is much higher than the drinkable water, but I think this could be a great initiative for us. In the second case, in the hydrological Pátek, we have a similar problem with an aquifer in my region. For me, however, our problem is the pollution was produced by nitrates. And for me, it's very interesting the monitoring system of this aquifer, and especially to know about the size of the aquifer treated in order to check if this solution could be implemented in my region. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So it will be a little bit maybe more interesting in the second presentation. Great. So then, is anybody from Greece here? Can anybody from Greece can hear me? Because I know the crowds, they try to. Eleni? Hello, good morning. Just 1 second, please. I need to switch you on the microphone. It's on the left side, in the left corner downstairs. Can you see the microphone? Perfect. It's perfect, but we cannot still hear you. Do you have on your headphones somewhere closer the microphone? A little bit more louder, try it. Yeah, we can hear you really low. Can you try to switch it on a little bit more? I don't know. The connection is not so good, but maybe we can do it in another way. If you can see downstairs on the window, there is the chat. So if you can write to the chat, and we can read it here for everybody. If you can just introduce yourself, from which company you are, and if you have any expectations. Perfect. Perfect. Then before you will finish it, we will go to another partner, and then we will read it in the end. Thank you very much, Eleni. So next one is from Poland. It's a lodge. It's anybody here?
Yes. Hello, Lucy. So we are happy that we are here. We are especially interested in Greywater solutions because this is the element that we want to implement in our action plan. So we are waiting for the Skanska solutions.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much. And then, just in which area do you work?
Well, to be honest, I have day off, but day off from work. But I switch to you, so I am participating. But we are working in the office. We don't have remote working for now. But maybe it will change because situation is getting worse, to be honest.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you. So another one is Czech Republic, and then let's have a look for the Malta. They are not here. So then another one is Italy. So is anybody from Italy here? Lorenzo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, so please, to this question, can you tell us in which area you work, or what your work focus on, and if you have any expectation from the presentations?
So, well, we as a Lombardy Foundation for the Environment, we work in the field of environmental research on different topics. At the moment, I work for the development department, and I expect from this presentation some really useful content that we can share with our stakeholders in order to engage them with the priority of saving, and also to boost at the regional level for the
I'm really sorry. Can somebody of you mute the microphone because it's really noisy here?
Did you hear me, Lucy?
Yeah, perfect. Lorenzo, can you just repeat the last answer?
The last answer. Well, I expect from this presentation some really useful content to share with our stakeholder and also with the managing authority in Lombardy region, so that we can boost regional policies for the priority of water saving.
Great, perfect. Thank you. I hope you will enjoy today meeting. Then you can learn something.
I will.
Thank you. So then, if we can ask Silke from Germany, in which area do you work and what's your expectation from the presentation?
Yes, hello. My name is Silke Mollenhauer and I'm working for the OWV, the Water Board of Oldenburg and Eastern Frisia. We supply about 1 million people with drinking water, and we dealing with the sewage of 500,000 people. And the topics that we are dealing with in water reuse is mainly the reuse for industrial purposes. It's not very common in Germany to use reused water for agricultural purposes. And as well as Manuel already said, we also have the problem of a high intensified agricultural use, and therefore we also have quality aspects as nitrate and others. So I'm very curious to see what you will show us from Czech Republic. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Silke. Thank you. So I hope you will enjoy it. Then we have the foundation from the Spain. So girls, can I please ask you what's your expectation in which area do you work?
Hi, once again, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay, so well, our situation is similar in terms of functions that we managing here in our foundation is similar to those who Manuel already mentioned. And just to mention that something, or to add something else, that our scope is to work in the Euro-Mediterranean area and to promote the cooperation and coordination with other institutions in order to enhance the political water issue. So something similar to the work that Manuel Boluda is developing too.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then, if you can look to the Latvia, Agnes, can you say in which area do you work and what's your expectation from the presentation? If you want to hear something special from our lectures.
Yes, thank you. Hi, I'm Agnes from Baltic Coast, and we are from Latvia, and we work in the field of environment. And do you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Perfect, great. And as you know, we don't have such huge problems with the water in Latvia, but what we are interested in is more rainwater use, groundwater use, and things like that. So we are very interested in your good practices. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Agnes. Nice. I think you will like it. And then the last one is Sarah from Slovenia, from Trebnje. So if you can give us answer for these questions, please.
Hello, my name is Sara Uhan. I work for the municipality of Trebnje. It is a medium-sized municipality in Slovenia with around 12,000 inhabitants. In our municipality, water reuse is not really practiced yet. We believe we have some geographical similarities with you, with Czech Republic, and that we could transfer some good practices and start with water reuse.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you very much. So thank you all of you, and let's have a look to the chat. So we have the answer from the Eleni. So she's writing, "Hello everyone. I apologize for the bad connection. I think that's fine. It's just like sometimes we have a problem with the camera or microphone. So I hope you can hear us well. That's very important for us now." And she's saying, "I'm Eleni from General Secretariat from Natural Environment and Water of my Ministry of Environment and Energy in Greece." And the answer for the question is we reuse treated wastewater, especially for irrigation purpose, but to a limited extent. And we would like to increase it, especially in more dry areas, islands, and more. It will be very interesting to see how you implement reuse. And then she said, yes, I can hear you. Perfect. Thank you very much, Eleni. So it's good for everybody to know that you can use the chat. Okay. So don't hesitate to write the question, or you can chat between you, all of you guys. So if there will be something interesting, or if you want to share something, don't hesitate to do that. Thank you very much for your participation. And just for everybody, you know, we have the Interact web page. So we have permission to record this meeting, and then I think we will share it here. And then anytime you would like, you can watch it later, or you can give the link to your stakeholders, and then they can watch it later. Perfect. So for the beginning, that's everything from me. Do you have any question for today? We can try. You can write me that to the chat. if there are some questions. So I have a new message here. Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to know that you know how to use it. So we are a little bit earlier, but I would like to ask you, Eva, are you ready to give a presentation a little bit earlier, or is it fine for you? Can we start now?
Yes, we can. We are ready. We just make final tuning. We can start now.
Perfect, perfect. So let me introduce the Eva Neugertová and pan Petr Dušta and pan Zdeněk Petru. They will take the first part. It will be about Botanica K. So the presentation or the lectures, they will do it like that they will have a presentation first, and then because you cannot go to the Czech Republic and then you cannot see and touch the things and you know, see the things face to face or more closer, they prepare for you the special video. So I would like to give you the space, the word, and if you can please start with your presentation.
Okay, thank you for introducing, Lucia, and greetings to all of you. I will just go closer to see me better. We are happy to be with you and to share with you our experience from one project. And let me share my screen. These technical issues are challenging. So, and Lucia, please tell me if you can see the screen properly. And last thing. So, can you see the presentation, everybody, all of you? Perfect.
Yes, now it's perfect. Thank you.
So let's start. So we are here to share with you our experience with the solution on two already existing working buildings. We will speak about Greywater reuse for toilet flushing in residential building here in Prague, in Czech Republic. At the Botanica K, so it's the name of the project, Botanica, and my colleague Petr will speak about it more, but the K is the name of the last phase consisting of two buildings. So on each building, there is one system. And before we will start, we will inform you a little bit about us because you already introduced. So we will introduce us as well. In some states of you, maybe Skanska is, for example, Poland working, and in some other not. So you can see the areas where Skanska is operating. Skanska has quite long history. It's a company with more than 100 of year history, and here in Czech, the residential development is working for more than 20 years. So our company has the history of 20 years. And Skanska works globally in 3 business streams. So you can see one picture for construction. The construction stream build the streets, water and sewer infrastructure, buildings, commercial and residential both. And we have also commercial development. So we build the offices like this one where we are sitting. And me and my colleague Peter, we belong to residential project developments, a company called Skanska Reality. And what we do, so we build mainly in Prague. So you can see location of some projects that are done, under construction, or in the design phase. But I will not go to the detail for you because it's detail connected with Prague. But you can see maybe a little bit, you can have the feeling of the buildings on the left, how the buildings look. So coming to the end of the introduction, and what is, I believe, important for this presentation, it's our values. It's also explaining why we are doing such a Greywater solution for flushing. So it's because we care for life, and we focus to the customer. So because in Czech Republic, water is quite an issue, especially in last years. So we believe that those solutions, saving water, are good for our customers, and it's good for nature. So it's explaining the first and fourth value. And after this short introduction, I will go to this project. Our presentation, or our speech consists of a presentation of mine, introducing environmental agenda. So the water, why we work with water, and also share with you very interesting survey for us that we had done in last year. And after this water back, or I mean, why we work with water, Petr will focus to project Botanica K, go to detail. And at the end, as a third thing, we have prepared for you video, like 6 minute long, that is for you to make the visit, to see the system, to see the project in reality. And why we have here Zdeněk Petru, our supplier from the company that is supplying us with the system. So to make sure that we will be ready to answer all your questions, not only from the investors part, not only from motivation, but also for technical details. So about the environmental agenda, what we do in Skanska. So because the construction industry is very demanding to sources, we focus to those 4 areas that you see on the screen. It's energy, it's a topic connected with carbon, so CO2 emission and the climate topic. Then materials divided into waste, hazardous materials, and how well about the sourcing of the materials, and then water. So it's also explaining to you why we work with water, because construction industry is demanding. People are consuming a lot, so we are trying to find solution how to save the water. And this is something like umbrella, environmental umbrella in last, let's say, 1-2 years that we are reaching or aiming together with the Europe to carbon neutrality 5 years earlier for Europe. And we have also set aims for this journey to reach this goal. So we have also some goals for 2030. And now the second part about water, and explaining you why we believe or why we think it's important to deal with water, and also the solution of using of Greywater. So we ask more than 1,000 of respondents, people from Czech Republic, both from the cities and from the countryside, less educated, more educated, women, men. So this is just the typical research. It was held last year during, let's say, summer holiday, and it was conducted by very well Czech known company, Stenmark agency that is dealing with this, dealing with surveys. And we cooperated with a Czech Water Association that belongs to this international family of water association. And they are dealing with legislation covering municipalities, industry, universities. And what we were asking people, so we were asking if they are interested in the topic of water. So we asked them which environmental issues are important for them. And we can see that the water shortage is about the most important. And from the global perspective, I mean, this was from the global perspective, what is the issue? So water, and we can see the climate is somewhere quite below. We can see biodiversity and other issues. When we ask the people the personal relevance, so water remained first, but the climate was second. I mean, there will be quite amount of information, but I hope you can come back, have a look back to the presentation. So don't be afraid that you will miss something. You can come back to the data, and you can even ask us if you are interested in some details. So don't be afraid, don't hesitate to ask. So we also ask people about their habits at home. So this is just to give you a feeling about some detailed information. For example, how long shower they take, because we realized that the water used for hygiene, for showering, is very big amount. So we focus to decreasing the flow, the amount of the water, and this is making big impact to the consumed amount of water. This is to show how they behave when we are speaking about the flushing of toilet. And you can see that in Czech Republic it's quite common to have dual flushing, that is saving the water or could help to save water. And when we asked people what is the motivation to save water, because it's also important for us. So in Czech Republic, the money is the king still. So they want to save money, half of the people. But we can see that also it becoming bigger and bigger issue that they want to solve some environmental and global issues. And when we want to understand how we can help to save the water to our clients, so we ask them if they save the water, and if not, what would motivate them. So you can see that the most amount is of the people they would like to save, but they don't know how. So you can see that there is space for us. For us as a developers, as investors. So how well we prepare the building. So in this good way, the people can use it. So we need to prepare it, explain it, and make it comfortable for people. So we know if they want to save the water, and we also ask again, like why they want to save the water. And we can see that at this one survey happening last year, so the money and some global issue are quite close. Petr will present to you a survey from the year 2015 when we give the project Botanica K to the market, and the answers were different. So you can see the change in the mindset in 4 years, or 5 years, 4 years, sorry, because we're dealing with this topic a lot. We work with the Ministry of Environment, we are changing the legislation, and we do a lot of education, not only according to clients, but to all the public. And you can see that 12% would like to be self-sufficient. And so how they save the water. So you can see that dual flushing is the winner, but you can see in the middle that flushing with non-drinking water is becoming a topic. 12% of respondents could imagine to use our system that we are like offering. And coming close to the end of my part, it's important to understand the household consumption to make you understand us why we focus to greywater flushing. So here you can see the cake. Let me call it cake figure. Showing what is the consumption. So you can see the personal hygiene that I already mentioned together with showers is making the bigger portion, and we are aware of it. So of course we need to make people cleaning them, but we can make the activity with lower amount of the water. So what we are doing is using the less water, but you can see that water of amount 25%. Where we are using drinking water quality, so the highest quality of the water, quite expensive, we can use less quality of water. So this part of cake was interesting for us, and we decided some years ago in this team, so I'm happy to have Peter here with us, as he is the senior manager dealing with these topics. We decided that we want to flush with other water. So it's the greywater, it's so-called greywater, so it means the less dirty water from the households. And we will inform you in the video and other materials what does it mean exactly, so take your time. So this is the motivation to understand the consumption. And I have last 2 slides before I will give the word to Peter. So now I'm coming from the motivation, from the Skanska reality, to the locality in Prague, in the district called Botanica, and its last phase called Botanica K. And what is special on this project? I mean, it's especially important for us not only that it was the first building, a residential multi-story building in Czech Republic that is flushing with the gray water, and it's also the first residential building in the Czech Republic using the BREEAM sustainability certification. So it's helping us to move towards higher sustainability of our project, and it's third-party verification. Maybe you know LEED, maybe you know BREEAM, maybe you know some other local certification, but it's quite a challenge. And we have also a lot of solutions that I will show in next slide but we also had the special, we specially focused to public spaces. So there was some public participation. You can see some piece of art, this strange orange, sorry to say strange, I mean, interesting, how to call it, like big tooth or big horn. So this is a result of public participation dealing with the art in the public spaces. And we have a lot of biodiversity there. We have some habitats for animals, but we will focus to Greywater. And my last slide now is to inform you not only about the water solution, I mean the Greywater solution, but you can see also that we are saving the water, the drinking water, with the low flow fixtures. We are using rainwater tanks. We are using underground tanks for watering the greenery, public and private as well. We are using green roofs. Not all roofs are green, but let's say almost half is green, or 1/3, let's say. We support the biodiversity. We are preheating the water, the hot water preheating with solar panels. And we do a lot of small things, but let's focus to the right down picture, how we are saving the drinking water on the activity for flushing toilet. So I'm happy that Peter will change me in explaining you and going much more to the detail. And Peter, please continue.
Thank you, Eva. I was more happy that you were talking. I could be quiet, it's fine. However, thank you very much for the introduction. Thank you all that you are having such an interest in our solution, in our projects, or in our country. It's fine. My name is Peter.
Excuse me, Peter, sorry, I cannot hear you very well. Can you maybe go a little bit closer to the microphone?
Peter, maybe if you can sit here.
Maybe, yeah. Sorry.
Let's try, please. Thank you for feedback.
Now it's good. It's better if I'm
it's much
right
better.
now. Yeah, so I was on. So I thank to Eva for very nice introduction, and thank you to all that you are interested in our project with the solution in our country. And my name is Petr Dušta. I'm senior project manager in Skanska. I've been working for Skanska more than 30 years, and I have also background in site as like site manager at the construction site, project manager, commercial development, and finally I'm responsible since 2008 for residential projects, which this is one of them. So this is my short background. Who is sitting here?
Do you want to describe the picture?
The project I'm going to describe is located in Prague. It's quite close to the airport, in very nice green area. I was showing on the map. And next slide.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the picture of the location that we started in 2001. This residential development. And it contains more than 1,000 apartments and 100 family houses. And in the red box
frame,
there is I wanted to say circle.
Red circle.
I'm using usually circles. It's the last phase, which originally should have been constructed as a commercial buildings. However, we turned it into residential development because of the demand in the area. And we started this development somewhere about 2009-10. So, and in that time, we decided that we should move somewhere higher in our sustainability solutions. So this was the big, let's say, original thinking about to use something which after that we tried to Greywater management system and so on. Those buildings, as you can see, there are two houses. Maybe on this picture it seems that there are four. However, it's just two towers are one building. We can call them K12 and K34. The bigger one is K34. It has almost 100 apartments, 2 underground floors, 7 upper floors, and some commercial spaces, which I used for small shops. And the Botanica K1, which contains, both buildings contain the same system. And you will see the video from K1 too. And it also has 7 floors, 1 underground floor, 64 apartment, and some commercial spaces. There is a small restaurant and grocery shop. So once we started to think about it, the first thing we have to consider was the design phase. And Eva slightly mentioned that we started with survey. The survey was somewhere 2014, 15. So 90% of respondents, they were considering that flushing toilet with greywater is quite good solution. However, they probably didn't know all those aspects. However, they considered it as a very good solution. Those same people, they also answered that the greywater could be used for car washing, watering flowers, house cleaning, and one brave person said that he would be able also to drink, which is representing 1%, which is also possible. However, we are not so far. And grey water use motivation, they also considering nature. Again, financial savings is the for them is most important. On the other hand, I think once someone is considering the system, the money on the 10 bag shouldn't be only the one thing that should be considered. I think the more important is just to see the sustainability as a complexity, not only the money. So once we started to work with designers and experts, no one didn't have any experiences with, because we were the first one who tried to use this system in buildings, in complex residential buildings like this, and also commercial buildings also didn't have any experiences with that. There was no legislation, so we try to pick up all those things that would be possible to find during this kind of development. We try to calculate cost. We try to identify possible issues, which was no legislation. We try to find some experienced engineers. Finally, we did. We find out, I think, the right technical solution. You have to have double sewer lines, separate lines for greywater, technical room that has to be very well placed in the building. We have to solve the connection to the sewer, including bypasses. And also at the beginning, we tried to, or we connected the system also for the rainwater, because we didn't have any experiences. And I will talk more about that later on with the connection for the rainwater. After that, once we did those technical drawings, we went into the process of permitting and realization. So the permitting process was finally done. We had the building permit, so we put all those information about the system into the early stages of documentation. And during the realization, we did all those things that were formally planned, two-line systems. We also find out a very good partner for the technology, like cleaning technology supplier, which Mr. Petru is
with us today.
So for them, it was also first realization, and I think we had very good support from them during the installing the system and monitoring and after use system. So we also did complex system tests during the realization before we handed over to clients. We invented some kind of measuring together with hygiene station, with the authorities, etc.
It's not working, right? Okay.
And finally, we handed over to the clients, and we also did the small things that, for example, this picture, what can you see on the screen? We put on the wall in first basement of the building, just to remind the people that they have this extraordinary system in the building, just for them to enjoy the exclusivity of the building, just to know. And we also put some kind of educational systems into the building, that there is a screen that they can see the consumption of the greywater and drinking water.
It will be on the video as well. So you will see the screen, you will see also this drawing, so we will come back to it. Mm-hmm.
And also, because before we hand it over to the clients, we try to educate them. We created special documentation for them, how to behave in the building, because they have this kind of system. We put small sticks on the toilets that there is using non-drinking water, and such a few small things was very good for education. We also monitored very properly monitored the system, not only for the quantity, also on the qualities based. We work with our chemical university, with those people that they helped us optimize the system during the use. And we also, based on those data, we also had several conferences that we try to educate the hygiene, technical people, and we were pushing towards the legislation, because still I'm repeating that in those times there were no legislation for that in our country, so we were quite pioneer system. On this screen you could see very easily said, if you remember the as Eva said, cake which was distributed the usage of the water. The blue line is the water coming into the building. The red line is production of greywater, which very easily is seen. It's 1/2, and from this 1/2, the green one is being used into the toilets bag, which is half of this half, which is 1/4, and on the cake it was exactly the same numbers, which we were quite surprised that it's really working, because those numbers were like general numbers that we didn't know how it really works. And after those long time measuring, we on both buildings we know that the distribution of the water is like you can see on this screen, or you have been seeing before. And this picture, probably no one knows our Olympic swimming pool in Prague. On the other hand, I'm showing very often, because for me it's also important that those people understand how much or how many liters are saved. So this is the old numbers from 2018 or 19, and currently nowadays we are on the number 5. More than 5 million liters of drinking water was saved in 2 buildings, which means 2 of those Olympic stadiums for swimming, as you could see on the picture, which is incredible number. Within 3 years, we were saving those 2 swimming pools, drinking water.
Right.
And this is just a quite short sum up. We are saving 25% of drinking water, just putting the clean grey water into the toilet, because we have enough grey water to support all toilets. There was just few days that during those 3 years, just few days that we were putting drinking water into the system in some special situations. Mostly, for example, if during the cleaning, our normal production, there is no need for drinking water. And it's a one part. And if we put all those small savings, as Eva was explaining before, like plumbing, dual flushing toilets with combining 2 4 liters for flushing, and also rain water usage, we are saving 40%, which is also proved by measuring. It's not like some commercial number, it's proved by measuring. People are also asking about costing and payback. This, what you can see, is a very rough number. I would say also some kind of conservative way, because it's also depends on how the building is behaving. For your imagination, it's somewhere between 10 and 15 years. If the behaving is as best as possible, it could be 10, 12 years. If the model is conservative, it's 15 years. However, again, I'm always showing this screen with the comment that the money shouldn't be the driver for that. Sustainability is more important. And the last summary, the system is very stable, functional for 3 years without any problems, like technical problems. We are preparing new projects, and nowadays we are also thinking to use other areas, because we have enough water for using, and we are using for cleaning and for washing machine also. And it's our next plans.
Okay, so your part finished. You can relax for a while. Thank you. Before we will go to the video, and Lucia, please say, can we go directly out after our presentation to 6 minutes video?
I think so. We can follow with the video for partners to see how does it look.
Okay, and before I will do it, let me maybe just shortly sum up why we are sharing with you this solution. So it's unique in Czech Republic because in residential era, I mean in areas where people live and in bigger buildings, it was not done before. So this is tricky because this building consists of 100 apartments, second of 60 apartments, so they need to take care about it. So it's not the same like that I would build it in my personal house at home. So this is really tough. Why is it unique? Because we manage it, especially Peter's team, to manage to permit it. And I would like to highlight it because Petr is saying, okay, we just permit it. Every project is tricky. And he is true because some normal issue could be tricky in some area just because of the partners and because of the locality. So for Petr, it's maybe not special to permit the Greywater, but we don't have the legislation at all. We don't have the terminology of Greywater, even if in our Czech law, we don't have the, how is the name, užitková voda. I mean, we have only the terminology of the drinking water in our law, and then some other waters. So, for example, we would like to continue not only with washing of the clothes, but what I would like really to do is to watering the greenery with the Greywater. So it's why I'm a lot interested into the things that you are doing. So please share if you know how to water the greenery with the recycled water in the urban area, not agriculture, but urban. And we are having quite intense discussion with the ministries, hygiene institution, universities, ready to move this topic forward, to help not only to us to have this as a business because we believe in it, but also to allow other households and companies to follow the solution. So there is quite big discussion in this topic nowadays. the legislation is changing, and I also believe that also this project could help us. So this was just maybe somehow sum up it, and we will go to video. Lucia, please, when the video will start, tell me if you can hear us or.
Yes, no problem. I think it's good.
Can you see the new screen now?
Yes, we can see it.
So I will play it just shortly.
Yeah. We can see it, but maybe you can loud it a little bit more.
Loud it, okay.
Yeah, because it was really.
Then I will shout on you from the video. So let's start it again.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the residential area Botanica developed by Skanska Values. We completed the project Botanica in 2018 and equipped the last two buildings with a revolutionary wastewater management system using the Greywater. Let me show you how it all works. The technology of Greywater management is hidden in the basement of the house, unseen by its inhabitants and visitors. To draw their attention and make them aware of this unique technology, we decided to leave several marks throughout the house. For example, this graffiti or specific stickers in each bathroom. We are in the basement of the house, just in front of the technical room. To give a better idea of what is inside, there is a window and the whole room is lit with blue light. The light does not have any specific purpose, but let's face it, it does look quite high-tech, doesn't it? As you can see, the room is quite small. It is used very effectively, so that it does not take up too much space, which is also possible thanks to the fact that the technology, which I am now going to introduce, is quite compact. The Greywater recycling system is configured for the treatment of greywater. That means low-polluted wastewater for personal hygiene, shower, bathtub, and wash basin. There are three types of tanks. The first type is the Greywater storage tank, where the wastewater from households flows. Also, here you can see the first phase of filtration that removes dirt such as hair, fiber, and anything that people drop in their wash basin and bathtubs. From the storage tank, the wastewater is pumped to the biological reactor, where the membrane module is installed. The last tank stores the clean, so-called white water. It stores the volume of water necessary for one-day consumption of the house before it is pumped back to the apartments. The cleaning process consists of multiple levels. Elementary filtration takes place in the first tank. The second tank type ensures the main cleaning process, such as biomembrane reactor and blowers for water aeration. The applied filter technology assures the complete separation of biomass from the cleaned water. The clear water is free from solids, bacteria, and germs. The total recycling process is composed of the biological treatment and the ultrafiltration. The result is clear, service, non-potable water, convenient for reuse in toilets, cleaning purposes, garden irrigation, and industrial applications. In this building, we use it for toilet flushing only. When designing the first building with Greywater, we needed to be sure that the system would function well at any case. The system is therefore backed up by a rainwater tank, collecting water from the roofs. As a second backup, the system is also connected to standard drinking water pipes in case the rainwater tank is empty. However, by measuring the water level during operation of the house, we have confirmed our assumption that the greywater produced by the inhabitants is double the volume of water needed for flushing toilets. Therefore, we do not consider the rainwater backup for future projects. It is unnecessary and only makes the system more expensive. The technology producer guarantees cleaning effectiveness with a blocking rate of 99.999%. Any health risks are therefore minimal. In a standard system, a UV lamp is installed for disinfection. We decided for disinfection with sodium hypochlorite, which is commonly used also during the drinking water treatment. Such disinfection prevents secondary contamination in the pipes. It also ensures that the aerosol made by toilet washing is 100% harmless. because the hypochlorite is dosed so that the water has residual chlorine, even at the point of use. The maintenance requirements are extremely low. Once a year, the operation of system components should be inspected and the membrane simply washed. The membrane filter can treat Greywater for many years and still supply clean, hygienic service water. Trained local staff performs weekly checks of the system and its operation. The sodium hypochlorite is added regularly. To evaluate the system functioning, we have set two types of measuring, quality and quantity. While we monitor the water volumes constantly, water quality is monitored on a monthly basis. Samples are taken and evaluated by an accredited laboratory. Especially measuring the water volumes is important and interesting, as there is lack of such data for the residential segment. We monitor total volume of drinking water flowing into the building, as well as the inflow of greywater, the overflow of unused greywater, and purified service water. Information from the measurings is important not only for us and our future development. We believe it is also important to inform people living in the buildings on how much water they have reused and therefore saved. For this reason, we have installed displays in the hallway presenting the volumes of used drinking, grey and rain water. We believe water-saving solutions make sense, and we are already building a new project with the Greywater management system. I hope you have enjoyed today's visit and it has been inspiring for you. Okay. Oh, not again. Not again. So this was it from us. Of course, we can go to the detail, but what we try is to share with you at first motivation, to explain you, to give you context why is water important in Czech Republic. Because we have only the water that is going from the heaven. We don't have rivers coming to the country. We have the water only coming out. So it's why within the climate context, the water is becoming more and more important. So we not only care for a life, care for the nature, as I said, the first value of Skanska, and we also care for the client. And we can see that the clients are much more interested, I mean, more and more interested into water solution. So we try to show you the project, the Botanica K. So it means 2 buildings with the 4 towers. We had a look through the video to the smaller one, to the Botanica K 1.2. And we try to explain you the basic principles of the cleaning. Peter also went through each stages from the investor perspectives, and it looks very smoothly how he presented it. But I would like to highlight it that we are still only company that is just able to bring it to projects, both because of the company motivation, but also with the knowledge and I would say know-how and high motivation. So, but we try to change it as a Skanska reality with other partners and to change the legislation era. So it's also why we are helping to regional agency, for example, with this project to move the topic forward. So this is all from us now, and there is space for question. As Lucia informed you that we have to finish till 11, so there is some space.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Eva. It was really interesting. I hope you like it, guys. Now is the space for the questions. So if there is something what you are interested in or you would like to ask Eva or even Petra and Zdeněk also, yes. So now it's a space for you. Maybe till people will find the right question. Maybe I will have one. You spoke that you are the first and it's perfect for the Czech Republic. Do you have some special permission for this system to do it in another building. So can you share this know-how and to put it anywhere you like, or you always has to talk to the hygienic and the ministry and the other government?
There is no special permitting for this system. The system in its complexity is a part of the building permit for the building as it is. However, you have to, every project you have to discuss very properly on the hygiene station and
stakeholders.
find out. And of course, all stakeholders. The hygiene is the most important one, and to find out the consensus. How the system look like, how the system would work, and to have or to prove the complexity of testing that the water going into the toilets it's safe.
Okay, perfect. So it's for just for reminding me myself. If I would like to do the new building or something to build something new, I need to get the permission for that building. I cannot use your system and just say they do it, so I can do it as well. Is it right?
Yes. However, you have to start in very early stages. The best stage is planning permit.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So I'm looking to the chat. There are no
Lucko, jestli já můžu ještě k tomu něco dodat.
Pardon, can you speak in English or we should translate it?
Yeah, that's
okay. I'm very sorry. Yeah, as normal, I try to talk to my team in the company. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, now it's better. First of all, each country is different regarding legislation. So what we have to solve here in Czech or Slovak Republic, it's different to Germany, different to Spain. So it's a local question for anybody, any company in any country, first of all. And secondly, I think that it is not only a question of greywater or rainwater itself, what Peter and Eve very well explained and promoted technology. It's also energy in the water, in the greywater, which we could focus on as well and increase the savings in the buildings for, I think, more than 15% or 20% above. So nowadays, when Skanska in Botanica is saving roughly 40% of running costs in the drinking water, if we'll add heat recovery from the greywater, will improve the savings again up to 50–55%. So one notice, one suggestion, one proposal for anybody thinking about greywater: not forget heat recovery. And one notice regarding payback costs or payback time compared to rainwater, which is as a source of water not so stable. Greywater is a very stable source of potential source of water, and therefore it is predictable, very well predictable for any project what could be a time, payback time or payback costs. So our suggestion regarding apartment homes, for example, in any country, to focus much more onto greywater than the rain one purely, because you will have much more stable source of water replacing the drinking one. So it's only a notice from my side. Thank you.
Maybe can I comment the next comment? When we speak about the amount of the greywater water, you could see it in Peter's part of the presentation that there is quite big amount of water that we have, but we are overflowing it because for toilets, and you know it's quarter of the cake, we have a higher amount that is overflowing. So there is really space for using it for cleaning, for washing the clothes. And as I said, I also would like to see it for usage in the public spaces. It could be for the, I don't know, this underground drop greenery watering, but it could be any usage because when we have residential building and we have some neighbors, it could be golf, play yard, it could be, I don't know what. So if we properly purify the water, and it could be purified maybe at the end with the bio lake, I don't know how to call it, like this, this public nice lakes with the nice flowers that will helping us to after clean it, maybe to not use the chlorine. And so I don't know, this is a question for technical expert, but for me it's good to have this composite solution to work it in the building, save the water. And as the circular economy is saying, the waste could be or is the source. So our waste could be source of somebody else. So Greywater is big potential. We see the potential in it, and I'm happy that my colleagues like Petr are trying to. I mean, they are not afraid to be first to go through all these obstacles and burdens and just move it forward. So I hope that soon we will have maybe this greenery watering with the Greywater, or washing of the dish, or cleaning of the ground. And maybe then we will also use the heat recovery. We are aware of this topic, but it's just not easy to do everything at one moment and so on.
Yeah, I think what is important, Eve, that there is legislation changing nowadays. And I think in a year, 1.5 years, we'll be in a visibly different position in the country regarding norms, regarding legislation. So it should help to be to have much more chances or possibilities to use the Greywater for. Then we, as a company, we are changing from the chemical stabilization or disinfection from chlorine to UV. And we like to focus on to this sort of disinfection much more. And then it is much better quality of water, not only for temporary purposes, but also for irrigation, for example, for laundry, because then chlorine more or less will not be there.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. I have a few questions here. Maybe you can switch on the chat if you want, or I can read it for you. So the first one is this system proof to be valid also to prevent Greywater plastic waste?
If you mean microparticles,
I think so.
If we are talking about,
yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure what is the dimension of such particles, and what I am sure, nobody is talking about or made such research yet. What is important, Czech hygienic authorities, when we spoke about this subject, they are not afraid regarding usage in apartment homes, and the quality of water is really proved as fulfilling temporary local norms practically on the level as drinking water. But what is, I think, is a really important topic regarding micropollutants, regarding plastics, for example, or whatever from medical part, hospitals and so on. It's related much more to the municipality, to municipal wastewater treatment plants. And I think there is a need for fourth stage of a treatment compared to the 3 stages which are there now. I heard about tests in Belgium, which there was a 4th stage as a reverse osmosis or ultrafiltration, I don't know precisely, installed, and the results were very well, very good. Therefore, technically, we as a companies, as a technological sector, we have solution to clean the water also from these pollutants. What is only a trouble, there are investments, finances, where to find a huge amount of money to improve technologies regarding municipal wastewater treatment plants. So this is much bigger issue. Back to the buildings with such small systems treating few thousands of liters per day, let's say. So it's not whatever dramatic. These technologies are already on the level because of ultrafiltration, which are practically cleaning the water till that level that there are only some ions remaining in, and the water is disinfected. And as this water is not for drinking purposes, you must not be afraid regarding such micro pollutants if they are there or not.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I have another question. It's, I think, from Manuel. I would like to know the increasing of the cost of the separative networks in relation to one only network. So,
maybe it's on to you, Peter.
Yeah.
We need double piping, double sewage and double piping into the toilet, which is almost double.
Yeah, so it cannot be just one. It's, I think it's.
There is to be double piping.
Perfect.
And
another question.
If the price of the, just look at the system from under the technological point of view, it's only a matter of space. Yeah. As an investor side, we are losing some square meters or centimeters.
But it's money.
It's money.
It's money. Yeah. Perfect.
Actually, the same once you have to do the technological room downstairs, you cannot sell it.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Another question is about the function of the 3 tanks. So I think somebody didn't catch it. We have seen on the video. So can you just remind us the technology of the first, second, and the third tank?
I will start before I will give the word to Zdeněk, because when we try to explain the technology, if you would stand with us in the room of the Botanica K, there is 6 tanks. So you can see 6 tanks. But as we discuss it later on with Zdeněk, we call it like 3 types of tanks. It means one is for inlet of the greywater to store the greywater. And something is happening there. Okay. Then are some tanks dealing with the cleaning, and then clean water. So it means like the third type is so-called white water. It's ready to flush the toilet. But to be more precise, there are like 4 types of the tanks, because one is the first with the filtration, the first that we saw how the water come in. Then we saw second without the label, second with the aeration. So where the cleaning process continue, filtration first, then aeration of the biomass cleaning. Then it's coming to the, I would say, final cleaning in the bioreactor. So after the aeration is going to the very precise filter bioreactor, where is this, how we saw it on the video, very precise filtration. So the result is clean water, and that is also hygienically prevented when you dose the chlorine at the end. So it's something extra. You saw the box of the bulk chlorine, and it's dosed to the purified so-called white water before it's coming to the pipes and to the toilet. So to explain it, but maybe Zdeněk, maybe you can really explain to detail or add to my explaining what I have missed or said wrong, maybe.
No, if you are Peter as well, you are experts, so you are definitely not wrong. There are several manufacturers of systems in Europe There are different solutions regarding quantity of tanks. There are different ultrafiltration modules or membranes. But principally, it's really very simple to think about 4 parts. First, you will separate and sediment anorganic particles which are not dissolved in the water. In the second stage, using aeration, you will allow microorganisms to eat organic material which is in the wastewater. Third part, ultrafiltration, disinfection. Fourth part, storage of a clean water, plus potentially drinking or rainwater delivery if in case there is a shortage of the greywater. But thanks to God, in Botanica, the volume of greywater is good enough to cover all needful applications. And there is still space to use it for more applications as cleaning, for example, or irrigation. So principally, let's talk, doesn't matter how many tanks, let's talk about 4 stages.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you very much for the answers. It was great. There is another question. I think Manuel again. If you use the water for irrigation in the garden, do you have problem with the boron removal? I think this water is using just for the flushing. We don't use this water for irrigation. No?
Not now. We don't use it. It's now used only for flushing.
It should be our next step, just to find out the solution that we would be able to use it for the gardening also.
Perfect. So now it's another project, or
because it's the less problematic solution.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
To add one point regarding legislation, till now, officially, it's prohibited to use rainwater, however cleaned, for irrigation because it's not allowed by temporary norm, which is valid nowadays. But I hope, because we try to help to process of legislation changes, and hopefully from the next year it will be allowed to use it for irrigation as well officially. But again, it is important for anybody in any country to talk to local authorities, hygienic authorities, to look onto local valid norms, which are different. So let's not talk what is valid in Czech Republic, it's valid in the whole Europe. It's not truth.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's true. Perfect, thank you. I have another question. Is it possible, it's from Poland, is it possible to implement greywater solution from Botanica in existing about 30 or 40 old buildings?
My favorite answer to this question is that everything is possible. And it just depends how the building looks like, if how much dramatic is to find a space in the basement, and how much dramatic is to find a space for double piping, and that's it.
And to cover it with money, like to have,
yeah, of course,
the investments.
One point regarding technology, of course, it's a question how to install separate pipings, where to find money. Yes, that's what Peter and Eve notices during their speech. It's also about the space for technology itself. Let's look onto all the buildings. What is potential space for such technology, such a water treatment plant? I'm sure that very often you will not find a proper space for such installation. Next factor is bound with the dimensions. if you build up the building from the beginning, it's very simple to transport and move the tanks into the cellar, into the space construction site when there is the building completed. And you will have only, let's say, one entrance doors to the building. There is no garage, let's say, entrance. Then you will practically do not have any chance to install the system because of dimensions of the corridors. Because the tank, there is a certain dimension of each tank, and practically you will not be able to move in. So then, if there is a chance, there is a potential possibility, you can install Greywater system also outdoor. It's alternative as well.
Perfect.
And I would just add maybe the funny comment for that, because as I said, everything is possible. And if you have just one door, you can demolish them and do different tanks, not plastic tanks. You can do metal tanks, which can be bring with the doors. Everything is possible. However, it's a matter of time, money, and wish.
I told you that nothing is impossible for this man. So
yeah, that's true.
Everything is easy, everything is possible. So it's just a matter of steps.
Yeah, perfect.
That you can do.
Nice, nice. Thank you very much. And I have I think, last question. It's from Eleni from Greece. So she's asking, as I understood from the presentations, there is no legislation regarding Greywater. It's the same for them in Greece. Are there minimum requirements for the quality of Greywater that is being reused, or are these requirements reflected in the permitting?
Yes, so as I said, during the permitting process or after the permitting process, we had very deep discussion with hygiene station, and they set up for us the quality requirements, and they were also such strong that we are almost producing drinking water.
So there will be just a restriction from the hygienic, but we don't have it in the law, yeah?
No, there is no legislation for that, so we created conditions how to put it into the life.
But what is happening now in Czech Republic?
It's changing. And also in the European Union, they are preparing some norm for that. That should be a guideline for other European countries. So I think the climate is slightly changing. It's too slow, because as you can imagine, if, as Mr. Petru said, legislation maybe next year, and if you start next year planning, you will building according to those norms in our country within 10 years, maybe in Greece sooner, in Germany sooner. Definitely sooner. In Poland, I guess it's similar. This is the difficulty.
So what's happening now in Czech Republic within this legislation is that the terminology of so-called usage water, sorry, I don't have the English terminology, but not the drinkable, but the below drinkable, is becoming to be defined. And the Czech legislation is helping, will help us, we believe, to explain how and when we can use it. And the Ministry of Health is a lot involved into this topic, so hygiene people and Ministry of Health to set or estimate the risks. So as Petr said, now because of those hygiene limits, we are producing really in some parameters drinking water, not in all, but in some parameter water in quality of drinking water. So you can imagine that it's also not good. So we need to find the balance to estimate the risks, but for the flushing toilet or underground irrigating of the greenery, there is no need of having so perfect quality of water. But it's not question for us, because we can have some subjective opinion. It's really important to make this general consensus at the national level, but we are pressed to them to solve it, to set this line, to say this is bad, this is good. I mean, set the description of parameters as Eleni asked for. So we hope that this will change next year, we hope. And we still are working on next project. As we said, Čertůvršek is under construction, and it will be our third building with Greywater, and we are working on our project to help to change the market.
Perfect. Does Zdeněk wants to add something? No. Perfect. I think that's all questions. I don't have any more. If you want to add something, guys, you can now. And I'm really happy that we can meet you. You gave us the presentation. I think the time is finished already. So if you would like to add something for the end.
Maybe we would like to thanks for these possibilities, because I can speak also for Zdeněk, because we spoke about it. We like when we can participate in such a discussion. I mean, we didn't have today a big discussion, maybe from you, but I would like to highlight, if you have any local national experience with this urban greenery watering, I would be happy if you can contact me. There were contacts in the presentation, or not directly to us, but through Lucie. So we would like to move this topic maybe together with you, and let's stay in touch. Maybe we will see each another, maybe even in person in some other possibility. So thank you for having us here, and enjoy the rest of the meeting. And we will just disconnect. Peter, if you want to.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm happy to see and hear all people. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Emma, maybe I will write your email here to the chat for everybody to have your email.
Thank you. Yeah, I would be happy for it.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody, again. So Eva, Petr, and Zdeněk, they are leaving now. So if you have any more
questions, maybe Zdeněk will stay. Sorry, I don't know if Zdeněk would like to hear, but me and Petr will discuss.
I'm leaving as well.
Yeah, he said he's somewhere.
So goodbye, everybody.
Perfect. Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Bye. And for the rest of you guys, now let's have a break before another part. So now it's 11. Let's give a 20 minutes. Is it enough for everybody to, you know, enjoy the break a little bit? And then we will be back in 20 minutes from now. Okay. So now I will just switch off the cam, and if you would like to chat or something, you can chat here, and then let's see each other in 20 minutes with the next presentation from Mr. Mekes. Perfect. Thank you very much. So is everybody back? I hope we are back. So I think we can start with the second part. I think research manager from Hydogeopark, let's say it like this, from Chemcomex and TerraMed, he's here. So Mr. Mekes, are you here, Pat? Can you please switch on the microphone? Perfect.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
So I think we can start. I just would like to remind you to speak a little bit slower, because the record, or you know, the connection is not always the perfect. And I think we can start. So if I can ask you to give us your presentation about the Hydogeopark and what you prepared for us. If you would like to share the screen or your presentation, so you can go ahead.
Okay, I understand it. First of all,
sorry, excuse me. Maybe one thing. You are with Christina in the same, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Because Christina has to switch on her microphone.
No.
Yeah, just one person can speak, because I can hear myself twice. Now let's try to speak, Mr. Mekes.
Christina, neslyším vůbec nic.
Yeah, we have something really bad noise behind.
Vypnout ten tvůj mikrofon, já to nechám svůj.
Yeah, because if you are in one room, just one person can.
Okay. We have one microphone now.
Perfect, perfect. Now it's perfect sound. Great, thank you.
And
So
I think we can start it. Okay. I welcome everybody on this event. What made me very sad, this is the situation that we are in cyberspace, in virtual space, but this is actually the reality with the COVID virus, and we have to solve it with this online presentation. Our contribution has two parts. First part, this is contribution of my colleague. She is event manager in Hydogeopark, and she described you what we do with this infrastructure. And then I will follow with a detailed presentation about Hydogeopark, what is it, what is the history of this place, and what is the purpose of this place. So, Christina, please.
Okay, so we are sorry. Is it better now? Strašně to. We are sorry for the noise. Is it okay now? So, hello everybody. My name is Kristina Hocka and I'm an event manager in Hydogeopark. Our site is located in Pátek village, and I will briefly tell you about how we organize the meetings and what are our activities about. So,
excuse me, Christina, would you like to share the presentation?
Yes.
Perfect. So if you can share it, because we cannot see it. So
yeah,
you can share the screen. No, I just know that you have some presentation, so that's no problem.
Now it's okay. Do you see it?
No. No, you need to put the green button, share the screen on the button. So first you click on the icon share screen.
I already did it, but
we cannot see your presentation. Oh, it's coming.
It's coming? Okay.
Wait a second, it's coming. Perfect. And now you can switch on your presentation to put it on the screen. Yes, exactly. Now it's perfect. So
okay. I'm sorry for technical problems. It has some delay. So
yeah.
Okay. So again, our mission is to show people in to popularize everything connected to groundwater and its treatment, its protection, and how to measure it, the basic parameters, and also we like to show how to deal with some or what to do when there is some contamination. So how to protect it as a source of drinking water. Also in our site, we have some devices for treatment of rainwater. So this will be everything what my colleague will tell you later. And my function is to connect people who are interested in it and to arrange our meetings and to show it to the public from the schools, universities, government, administration, public administration, and also from companies who deal with treatment of water from microbiology areas and so on. So our communication strategy is, it starts with web pages. So I don't know if you already visited it, but it's some basic level where you can find information about our site, and you can learn the history and also all the development. Then we connect with people through Facebook and Instagram with latest updates and pictures. And then of course, then of course we use good old leaflets, especially on some conferences and meetings. And also when you already visit our site, you can get this as a sort of like brief information which you can take with you. So how do we work with public? We usually start with a contact by email. We ask some people if they are interested in visiting our place, or as in your case, we are contacted by people, and then we identify our needs and say our expectations, and then we can offer the tailor-made solutions exactly for your purposes. So we pay attention to everyone from little children on basic school. We offer programs for grammar schools and secondary schools, and it goes further to academic sphere, and also, as I said already, to companies and so on. So here are some case studies, what we already made. Last year in June, it was the first event. We organized excursion for 3 universities. 2 were from Prague, 1 from Ostrava, and they could try on site the measuring of the parameters of groundwater. They saw how to, they saw all the wells and monitoring and so on. Then we had the opening picnic. So it's more than a year of the official, from the official start of our Hydogeopark meetings and events. And the visitors there were scientists and academicians, and also project and business partners, and also people from public administration. It was also connected with some showings of the practical showings of the activities. Then we were included in excursion we were part of a conference which was in a nearby city Poděbrady. So there were conference participants. At the conference there were all the topics which are connected also to our site. So it was about wastewater treatment, about specific pollutants, also rainwater treatment, and so on. After that, it was, or the last event of last year was autumnal groundwater, which was for scientists and business partners, and it was connected with, or it included a demonstration of drilling technology for testing of an unique sensor for measuring the operating parameters of deep core drilling. So it has something in advance. And then we had big plans for this year, especially with basic schools or maybe more grammar schools and secondary schools. So we had already planned for the spring a few excursions, but it couldn't happen then from obvious reasons. So we organized the first meeting in June, which was called Restart, and we met there with our potential partners for cooperative research and also for education programs. Then the last event was Groundwater Teaches, which was like a seminar or conference, but it was cancelled again due to COVID, and it was organized, or it was supposed to be for representatives from all the school stages and also regional development agencies, public administration, and environmental education. So in conclusion, I would like to invite you to our site one day, also like to be really presented. And we are open to your further interest and spreading the idea of Hydogeopark to any other potential subjects or people. And now I would like to ask my colleague to tell you something more about the site. Thank you.
Perfect. Just before Mr. Mekesh will be ready, I just would like to remind you that I put to the chat the leaflet that you could see in Christina's presentation. So it's in English. So all of you, you can go there and you can download it, or I will send you later after the presentation with the summary and these things. So if you would like to have it now, you can download it there in the chat. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. So if you can just switch on one microphone.
Ještě si to bod shareu, tu prezentaci.
And yeah, finish, stop the sharing the presentation.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
So now I will share my presentation.
Perfect. So just take your
This
time.
is this one.
Yeah, and then when you will be ready, I will just remind you that we have also video from the Hydogeopark. So after this presentation, or I don't know, we will but we will share also the video with you, and then you can switch on the presentation now.
So I hope you see my presentation. You can listen my voice, and we can start a presentation, general presentation about Hydogeopark, about information, what is it, what is the purpose, and so. Okay, content of my presentation. First of all, what is Teramet company? Because this is operator of Hydogeopark. Then what is Hydogeopark? Something about the site, history, purpose. Then I describe you the demonstration infrastructure, which serve for people, for visitors, where we can present what are some techniques, technologies, and what we need to use for treatment of groundwater, for its protection and good management of these very rare sources. Then very special section about the research projects, because research was the origin of Hydogeopark. And finally, I say a few words about models of cooperation, and in the end, something about the future, about the development. Okay, Teramet, very quickly founded in 2002, Czech contract research organization. The main ideas or core business, my colleagues from geological department who do geology, geotechnics, then environmental sciences and technologies, which is very close to the restoration of contaminated environment, subsurface and so. And we use biotechnologies and material sciences. So in our history, we solve, or we have been solving 2 international research projects, which I will describe to you later. 6 projects which are supported by the Czech provider of funding for research. Then we operate Hydogeopark, a special field infrastructure in forest for groundwater monitoring. And we try to develop contract research and support, which means that we are able to solve some technical problems of our partners, or we can make network for this kind of cooperation. Our fields of interest, I think a very good idea. This is the short description of our projects. The first project, this was the bioremediation of chlorinated hydrocarbons, which was the main pollution or contamination on the site where now Hydogeopark is located. Then tracer technology, this was the trap project, very important for the description of the subsurface, because this is, I can say, black box, and it is very difficult to describe where are the preferences, paths, and so. And the application of tracers may improve the view on the systems. Then a special project which was about the kit for detection of reproduction hazards, groundwater in forest. This was mentioned. Fertio, special biocomposite agent for phosphorus releasing from soil. These are combination of biotechnology and material sciences. We are involved in the projects where we solve geomicrobiology and physical model for the future spent nuclear fuel storage. My colleagues from geotechnical departments solve project which should lead to the active infiltration layer, which is very important now in the time where water is more and more rare, and the improved management for water is very important solution how to deal with these obstacles. And I think very nice field of interest, because we are Czech people and we like beer, or we love beer. This is the combination which is based on the cooperation with the research institutes in brewing. And we develop universal kit for the identification of environmental fermentation, and our colleagues from the Brewing Institute want to apply it on the processes in brewing. Very similar, the principles are same, and we are happy that we can solve it with this very respected partner in Czech. So Hydogeopark, in 60s, small factory producing filling for lighters and working with chemical degreasers. These compounds are mentioned as chlorinated hydrocarbons. They are heavier than water. In aquifers, in the layers of groundwater, they are responsible for the very serious contamination with the negative impacts on environment, on human health. And in case you have well in the garden with this contamination, this is really very risky. And what is important, this is to solve this environmental contamination. In the 60s and later, the environmental responsibility of companies, of responsible people, was very poor. In 1998, after the Velvet Revolution, you know, many changes in society, economic, and also in the approach to the environment. And in the 90s, there was a large program of the government identify contaminated sites. In Czechia, there are about 7,000 contaminated sites with a different different type of contamination. Some from these were former factories or contaminated sites on the landfills and so. 2013 and 16, a remediation project was done on the site where nowadays Hydogeopark is. This was firstly about the removal of chlorinated hydrocarbons. The remediation project finished very well. Environmental standards were completed, and now we can say that the residual contamination on this site is very, very low. Some research projects were used also as a part of the remediation project, and this is the bridge between the remediation situation and the situation when we have Hydogeopark and we can use it for the demonstration and also for the research project. And 2019, Hydogeopark was opened. So, what is Pátek? Pátek, this is village of Pátek, about 45 minutes from Prague and also 45 minutes from Pardubice. This is very nice because Lucie, who organized this event, is sitting with our colleagues in Pardubice. We are sitting in Prague. This is the coat of arms of this village, and this is a very good link to the history of this village because beekeeping, one of the very known activities, and also fishing because many years ago this was country with many ponds for fishing, for the production of fishes, and Emperor Maria Theresia liquidated this infrastructure of ponds, and she created fields for heath, which was the food for horses of the army. So this is a brief history. Who is very good in the narration about the history. This is the mayor of the village, Mr. Jiří Burušek, who is also responsible for the fact that we can Hydogeopark operate. So here is the map. You see Prague, you see Pardubice, and the Pátek is here in the middle of these two large cities. So this is the bird perspective on the field, and Hydogeopark is located here in this place. This channel, the surface source of water, is very important because here this is former mill, which is now in the very poor state, but it is also one of the most elements of this village. And this building I have to mention also because this is the former object of the factory where the fillings for lighters were produced. And nowadays, after the remediation, after the releasing of contamination, this is a large shop supplier of wine, very famous in Czech Republic and one of the best companies in this field. And we have very good relation with the owners because his roof serves for our demonstration how to deal with the rainwater, and I will mention it later in the past parts of my presentation. So some very brief information about the purpose. I think first of all, active awareness raising about groundwater. It is very interesting how many people don't know basic information about the groundwater, what is it, how to deal with it, and our mission is to deal with these people, to create some events and popularization projects which are very important because the protection of groundwater is based on the knowledge that these people know what is it groundwater and what is important to do in order to deal with groundwater well and use it in a correct way. We want to do practical impact. It is very good to have book, to have internet, but for people is very important the visual contact, the possibility to touch on the techniques, to see boreholes, to see pumps, to see some infiltration objects. And this is our motivation to operate Hydogeopark with all these elements which are important for this kind of presentation. In other words, this is the field demonstration. We have really a field workplace with any parts which are important in the hydrogeological point of view. Everybody may be the visitor. This is also our mission, because we can communicate with scientists, with the representatives of municipalities, of the public sphere, also with the pupils from schools, primary, secondary, also universities. And we try to create special programs, because there is big difference between the pupils from the ground school and some students from university or majors of municipalities. And we create some special events which may be useful for these target groups. Unfortunately, as my colleague said, the situation is bad because COVID and the approach of the government, the restriction in this year, this is really very limiting our activities, and we try to use the time for the development of this infrastructure. And I'm very happy that Lucia asked us for this event or in cyberspace, and we can present this infrastructure for other people, and especially for people from foreign countries. Purpose is also research and teaching, in meaning, for instance, some students do their thesis, and there is the possibility to get data for the final thesis on this place. And the general information, Hydogeopark is a source of visual information. We make an effort to increase the interactivity, measurement of data, transfer of the data, and I will describe it later. So now the special or particular part of my presentation. This will be the description of the infrastructure which serves for the demonstration of many technical and technological processes. So the heart of Hydogeopark is the network of more than 20 boreholes with a well-described history, with well-described situation, geological point of view, chemical, some information about microorganisms which are living in these systems. More than 20 boreholes, this is the heritage from the remediation project. And we are very happy that the company of Chemcomex, which was responsible for this remediation project, created this infrastructure, and after discussion with the mayor of Pátek, we can use it and we can restore it for the further development of Hydogeopark. In the demonstration infrastructure, we have also roof over your head. This is the habitable container with the basic equipment, pumps, computers. There is the possibility to organize a small meeting You can see stripping tower. I explained what is it. Sorebox, this is the rainwater management. You can see HG, hydrogeological station, which transfer hydrogeological and meteorological data. Then pumping, test sampling, and special thing. This is the project Hladinka. This means in English water level, and this is an example of research activities which can end as a application process or application tool, in this case for the representatives of municipalities, because they can observe and collect data about the water level in the groundwater, which is associated with the municipality. Okay, roof over your head. This is the habitable container. Unfortunately, I don't have the interior views, but in the video you can see it. Then the network of 20 or more than 20 boreholes. This is an example of hydrogeological borehole. This is closed situation, and in the right side you can see the borehole. You can see this is really the hole in the subsurface, and the small lens, this is the water level in the casing. The casing, this is the orange thing which has the perforation in the area where the water level is, and this used for the pumping of water. In principle, it is very similar to the typical well. You know, the wells from villages. People have it in gardens, and it's served for the production of groundwater. So this is the situation of the Hydogeopark in the context of the village of Pátek. You can see this ST, this means wells, these typical wells. The owner as the people who are owner of the realities here in the village. And then you see AJ and IN, and these are the acronyms of hydrogeological objects which served in the remediation time for the monitoring and for the application of cleanup technologies or remediation technologies. And the area of Hydogeopark, and I try to use the mouse, this is here. And all these boreholes we can use for the purposes which were described and which will be described in the last parts of my presentation. This is the building of the mill, and this is the Skanska channel, which is the surface source of water. So, stripping tower. This is heritage, also heritage from remediation time. This is special equipment for the on-site cleaning of contaminated groundwater. The principle is to break the contaminated water mass into the small droplets, which are contacted with the surface of active carbon, sorbent. And this contact leads to the elimination of organic contamination from water, and you get more cleaner water than on the beginning, and you can soak it into the subsurface. This very important tool, which was responsible for the situation that nowadays groundwater on this site is relatively without the contamination. The big picture, this is the detail on electric, on the operational panels, and in the right part of this view you see the tower where the contact with the active material is doing in this system. Sorebox. This was the Chemcomex research project, and the solution is based on the fact that rainwater is contaminated by many anthropogenic contaminants. This means organics, but also, and this is very important, the metals particles, copper, zinc, and what is the reason many parts of buildings are created, are made from these materials. And scientific research revealed that the first part after or during the heavy rain, this is so-called first flash, is full of this contamination of these metals. And the idea of this soil box is, first of all, to separate this first flash, which means, I think, units of minutes. And now, when the heavy rain continue, you make some bypass, and the mass of the water is infiltrated into the soil directly. And this is some economic aspects, because you separate the contamination, and then you along the shelf life or the process life of this system. And in the right part in this picture, you can see an example of infiltration objects, which serves for accelerated or better infiltration of the rainwater into the soil. Rainwater is one from very important sources how to protect and how to deal with groundwater by natural way, because nowadays you have fields where the infiltration is very poor, and some problems with the rivers, floodings, and so this is a result of agriculture. This is the result of some methods which decrease the ability, the natural ability of soil to take the water and to allow infiltration of rainwater into the groundwater systems. Some other pictures, functional demonstration, which serves the separator and the absorption part should serve for 6 or probably more years, up to the time where the absorption capacity is fulfilled. And in the right part, you can see the closed infiltration object. So this is the detail on the infiltration elements, and it serves for the demonstration how to deal with the rainwater correctly, because nowadays, as our colleagues in the presentation about the buildings said, it is very important to complete many approaches and to be better than former and be environmental responsible. And this means also to deal with water better, with best technologies and ways which improve the restoration of groundwater, the usage of process water, grey water problems, and so, but this is not a part of my presentation. AG station, hydrogeological station, this was an output of cooperation with the Czech Technical University. This is a special device which allows the transfer of data, wireless transfer of data. Nowadays, we have new location of this is principally a brain of AGP of Hydogeopark, and here you can see borehole, which is equipped by special sensors, and we can measure groundwater level, we can measure temperature, we can measure pH, conductivity, and all these data from this borehole we can get by mobile application Telegram. We can get the information about the groundwater parameters, and also we can get information about the meteorological situation. In computer, you can get the time rows about mentioned parameters. I think groundwater level, temperature, pH, and so. We can collect it, and also we can get information from our meteorological station, And what is very nice, in night you can see the meteorological station in these different colors. It was surprising for me. One time I visited this space and I didn't know that this meteorological station has these special effects. Okay, and now about the Hladinka project, which is a solution tailor-made for the representatives of municipalities which want to be responsible, who want to get data about the groundwater. And the solution is very easy. You create some public or municipal borehole, which is equipped by the sensor for water level parameters, and in the box where is on a wall, there is also a system for the data transfer, and the mayor can get the information in mobile phone about the water level meters, and in computer, in the data logging systems, you collect the data and it serves for the representatives of municipalities also as evidence about the situation. They can combine it with the meteorological situation, and so, okay. The last large part, this is about research projects. Our acronyms, Train, Trap, Project H, SWICAST. I will describe it. Not all these projects are only our projects. In some projects, we were the provider, or Teramet was the provider of special services, of special analytical works, and also microbiological analysis, but I will describe it in the next parts, next slides of my presentation. Project H, this was very important. This was Chemcomex project, but Teramet was involved in the microbiological part of this project. It was based on the fact that hydrogen, dissolved hydrogen in groundwater, may accelerate the transformation of CHC, chlorinated hydrocarbons, into the non-toxic or less toxic compounds in the environment. There are alternative technologies. Whey, this is the secondary product from dairies, from milk, may be used as a substrate, which is metabolized by bacteria, and it leads to the production of dissolved hydrogen, which is important for bacteria responsible for the transformation of chlorinated contamination, chlorinated hydrocarbons in groundwater system. With our partners from the Institute of Macromolecular Chemistry, we created so-called membrane contactor, which enabled the dissolution of hydrogen into the groundwater. I have to mention that what was really important, safety first. This was the special mixture of nitrogen and hydrogen. This was not explosive. And this remediation gas was the solution, or was the agent for the acceleration. And on this picture, I want to mention how important the AG station is, because in the right part, in the box, you can see the blue box, which is a sensor of hydrogen. And we were able to monitor wireless from Prague the dissolution of hydrogen and the real concentration in the system. This was very important for the changing of gas flask and for the monitoring of these systems. And the right part of this picture, you see so-called links, boreholes. One of them is the application borehole. The second one is the production borehole. And this is very typical situation in hydrogeological research and also in the remediation technologies, which are focusing on the groundwater cleaning. because the application borehole is important for the distribution of chemical agent for cleaning, which is important for some processes which are associated with this. And the production well serves for the sampling. And the same situation were here, because the application borehole was equipped or up to days equipped by membrane contactor, which distribute the system with hydrogen. And in the production well, you can get samples which may be analyzed or analyzed from the microbiological point of view. You can get information about the residual contamination by chlorinated hydrocarbons. So this is other view on the drilling boreholes which were used in the project H. And on the right side, there is special borehole which was used for the testing of special sealing. This is the SVICAS project, which I will describe at the end of the section which deals with our research project. Now, SVICAS is here, sorry, so my mistake. This was the project which was based on the fact that when you construct the borehole, you need sealing material for the fastening of the casing. This is the orange tube where you can find a perforation for the pumping of groundwater. And the situation before the SVICAS project, the acronym is swirl casing, is derived from these two words. The idea was to connect bentonite, which is a mineral material with a huge swelling pressure ability, with a binder. And the binder in this case is soluble organic polymer, which is environmentally absolutely non-toxic. But this material allows to work with this special sealing, which after the contact with water create the fastening, create the sealing effect. And this situation in the left part, you can see a borehole, and then equipped by this special sealing, SVICAS sealing, and this was for the testing in the operational area, how to use it. And it is an example, because this was the HEMCOMEX project, how to increase the technical state in relatively conservative fields as hydrogeology is. Reduce. This was our project based on monitoring. We are very proud because our partner was a biofarm company, which is the leader in the field of animal medicaments development. This company is owned by Fatro. This is Italian company. And we use the tissue cells of testicles, of rooster testicles, for the creating of special sensors, which serves for the selection of contaminated sites from the point of view which is coupled with the reproduction of higher organisms. And where the graph is, this is an output where we tested 300 different chemical compounds, and the result from this is in the green sphere. You can see really dangerous compounds. In the middle field, there are the indifferent compounds, and higher non-toxic without effect. Our colleagues developed special kit, special tool for the collecting of data, And we are very proud because many samples from Pátek were collected in order to realize this project. What was good information, the situation, what was not so serious, and the residual contamination. The residual contamination is not the source of risk, and I think we can say that the former contaminated area is nowadays clean and without these types of contamination. Some examples from sampling, what is very important to have special transport box and so. Train project. This was our first international project with an Israeli partner. This was AB Industrial Recycling Technologies company from Netanya. This is the middle part of the state of Israel. And the idea was based on the fact that in the subsurface where the content of iron is high, we can use the natural power of the subsurface to decrease the concentration of many chemical contaminants and especially of the chlorinated hydrocarbons. And this project was based on the biotechnological part. This was the isolation of iron-reducing bacteria. The name of these IRB bacteria is Geobacter. And for the non-microbiologist, I can say these bacteria respire into the iron-3. This is the same situation. We need to get oxygen for our respiration. And these bacteria, which are living in space with very low concentration of oxygen, they use this rust, this iron-3 rust water. This is typical example of the waters or of systems where the iron concentration is high. So this project had lab step, then testing, creating of some special application system where the suspension were created, and I try to show you on this slide, on the next slide, the basic principle of this technology. What is important, this was financed by Eureka program, and we used the possibility to cooperate with a foreign partner. What question by train? Because there is very popular in remediation projects to use so-called train technologies, combination, for instance, chemical methods, physical methods, biological methods. And in this case, this is typical example of the combination chemical approach and biological approach. And finally, you can use the power of microorganisms and also the power of iron-2, reduced form of iron, which serve as an accelerator of the transformation. In right part, you can see the working vessel where the suspension of iron is created, and the black box, this is an aerobic reactor with a special pumping system where we create the agent for the remediation. And now I have something interactive. So these are iron-reducing bacteria, which are everywhere where the concentration of iron in groundwater or in subsurface is higher than normal. You use iron-2, this is ferrous ions, and these bacteria create hydrated iron oxides. This material serves as carrier for the biomass of these bacteria. They can reproduce, they increase their biomass, they create the planktonic form, and we can get special agent for the application in subsurface. And now I describe the situation. These bacteria are responsible for the solving of these hydrated iron oxides, and they create ferrous ions again. This is the same situation as the wreck vessel of Titanic on the seabed. The fact that in next years no Titanic will be the reason or who or what is responsible for this fact, iron reducing bacteria, because they accelerate the dissolving of iron. But in this case of train project, it was very important because the iron 2 ions are oxidized by oxygen in water, and they created iron 3 again. And when these particles and this iron with contamination, typical DCE, dichloroethene, were contacted, then iron ions accelerated the transformation, and the iron-reducing bacteria use this contamination as a source of carbon and energy. And the final product was chloride, which is in small concentration without negative impacts on the environment, and carbon dioxide, which is soda stream product and also in water without negative impacts on the environment. So this is the greenhouse gas, but this concentration, it is a really big win, because this system may transform a very dangerous situation in groundwater into the situation which is less toxic or non-toxic from the environmental point of view and from the point of view which is coupled with human health. So in the second international project, this was TRAP project. This was our cooperation in the Eurostars program. The partner was from Norwegian, IFE. This is energetic company which is involved in the research with energy and also in prospection of crude oil. And the idea was based on the fact that the prospectors use tracer technologies for the searching of the crude oil sources, and we tried in this project to adapt this special tracer technology on the contaminated side, because the situation is very, very similar. In the case of crude oil, you try to find resources. In the case of contaminated area, you try to find sources which are on the wrong or which are in the wrong part of the environment, and which you have to separate from subsurface and from groundwater. I described the project very briefly. This was about the application of two tracers. One tracer described the flowing of velocity of groundwater. The second tracer interacted with the contamination. The special situation is described in this picture, because we created in Hydogeopark the line of 3 boreholes. In front of them, this was the application borehole, where the suspension or the solution of these 2 special tracers were applied. And then we waited where groundwater is flowing, and collected data from collected samples and data about the concentration of these tracers in these 3 boreholes. My colleague Pátek had good idea, because he decided to create 1 borehole more in the middle where the application borehole is, because this was about the time, and this was a really time-consuming project, and we had only 3 years for the solution, and we need to get information about the fate of these tracers. Nowadays, the infrastructure may serve for testing of other tracer agents, and this PITD, partitioning interval tracer technology, were adapted on the situation of contaminated site, which was big effort. This was really the better description of the subsurface. Now we know the preferential path is on this side, and we can say what is the morphology of the system, and it was really very useful. In the right picture, this is my colleague Vojta Pilný. You can see field office, but I use this picture for the demonstration of this special borehole line. But I said Hydogeopark is really field workplace, and I think when good weather, the office may be located on the field. Now, in the left side, you can see the details of boreholes which serve for the tracer testing. So, the last part of my presentation, models of cooperation. I think what you can see in my presentation, individual research projects. This is the situation. We are the partner with academies, with other companies, and we try to solve projects, hydrogeological project, but also some interdisciplinary project. The second one, which was described by my colleague, this is the education event tailor-made for particular target group. So there is the third possibility, Hydogeopark may be rent with special services. I think, for instance, sampling, or in some special cases, we can create a new borehole. But what is very important to say, all these activities in field, this has to be environmentally very responsible, because we cannot test some dangerous ways how to decrease the contamination. We prefer the green chemistry concepts, and I think this is also the recent strategy in remediation, because the secondary destroyment of the environment, this is not so important, and it is the additional source of troubles. And the last situation, and I'm very happy that I present Hydogeopark to the people who are involved in the Central Europe project. Hydogeopark may be the partner for larger international projects, and I am persuaded that hydrogeology, groundwater issues are very important, and in the times when water sources will be limited, it is important to demonstrate, to show, to work with the people, or to transfer such an infrastructure in other countries and operate it, in order to raise the awareness of people about the groundwater, and also to show, for instance, for the representatives of municipalities, how to deal with groundwater better, how to observe the situation of groundwater. This is the project Hladinka, water level, and I think more solution may be very useful in groundwater management. So, and now I present our partners. The general partner is the Chemcomex company, especially the division of geology and remediation, which was responsible for the cleanup or remediation project on the site before the Hydogeopark existence. And now I show you our partners, many from Czech Republic, but also many from foreign countries. AB Industrial Recycling Technologies from Israel, very respectable company, which was involved in the train project. Then IFE, which is a really leading company in Norway in energy. They was operator of one nuclear reactor. Nowadays not operated, but this company was responsible for this. Biofarm, it was described, this is the animal medicines, pharmaceutical agent, which is owned by a large Italian company. Teramet and Hydogeopark 2 is a member of Austrian Association for Remediation Technologies. Tomorrow we have the general meeting. Pátek, this is German company which was not involved in solution, but this was big inspiration and very helpful in the AG station development, because we try to create something which is core business of RRAPK, and we have very good partnership. And then universities, the University of Chemical Technologies in Prague, very important. Then Czech Academy of Science, which is in this case represented by the Institute of Macromolecular Chemistry, Institute of Structure and Mechanics of Soils, and Institute of Chemical Processes. We cooperate very closely with the University of Pardubice. We cooperate with Czech Technical University, and we have now new cooperation, for instance, with Potato Research Institute from Hydogeopark, which is relatively near to Pardubice, with the Moravian company EPS, which is also a company with large research and with many application in biotechnologies and environment. Now we try to close cooperate with Nanoprogress, which is cluster with nano companies or nanotechnologies, technology companies. And the interest is based on the fact that many nanomaterials may be by natural origin, and they have interest to use infrastructure of Hydogeopark for a special testing of nanomaterials, about the shelf life, about the changes which may occur in the rush environment of groundwater. And Neogene, this is the company from Chrudim. This is near to Pardubice, and this is a very, very good partner for some technical developments and for some solutions. The picture of Diana, which is the goddess of gaming and foresting. This is the Research Institute for Forestry and Gaming, and in the cooperation with this organization, we operate a special infrastructure for monitoring of groundwater. This is near to Hradec Králové. This is a concurrent city to Pardubice. Rivalry is really high between these two cities. So, in our future, we want to develop our demonstration tools. We try to get some projects, not only research projects, also developing projects, how to make the area of Hydogeopark better and more comprehensive with the effects. We want to closer cooperate with the village of Pátek. My dream is return of classical well, which you can see in the right part of this slide. Some banks for people who are visiting this place. This is the equipment as banks or information tables. We want to make higher emphasis on communication, social nets, and as Christina said, the organization of special workshops tailor-made for the target groups is very important, and this is the engine for our activities. But what we really need, and I hope all people, this is the world with the virus, with COVID, which is under vaccination, which is under control, and we can live normally. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope now some question.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. Mikesh. Maybe I will play also the video to put everything together, and then we have few questions here. So then we will give a space for the question. Is it okay for you? Perfect. So guys, give me a second. I will play the video. It's in Czech language, but with the English subtitles. So I hope you will enjoy the video also in the Czech with the subtitles. Give me a second. I have it here. I will just try really shortly how loud it is. Is it enough? Can everybody see that? Mr. Mikesh, can you enter for me, please? Can you see the video? Okay, guys. No, you cannot see. Okay, I'll try one more time. Sorry. Can you see the video now?
No.
No, still not?
Yes. No.
Okay. So let me see where should be the problem. Can you see my screen now on the computer?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see. And if I will switch it on, can you see it now?
No.
No. Oh my God.
Hmm.
Stop sharing. Let me try one more thing. Sorry. Can you see it now? No. This is very bad technical problem. So now let's move share. No. Sorry, this one no. This one. Can you see it now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Unfortunately, we can see your screenshot. Yeah, your screen.
You can see my screen now, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'll try it in the fine play maybe. Can you see it now in this media?
No.
No.
We can see your Teams screen.
You can see myself, is it? You see my screen?
Yes, Teams. So we are watching your
Okay.
Teams.
Sorry, I really don't know where's the problem. So, now I'm a little bit lost. Stop sharing again. Share. Give me a second. If there will be problem, I will ask my colleagues to help me, and then we will go for the questions. Okay. Let me see this one more time. Can you see it now? Or just a screen? Can anybody answer me, please? There is one more in the chat. Okay, Peppa, can you hear me? Can you come to help me, please, here? Because I tried already what you write me here. Just give me a sec. I will ask my colleague if he can help me with that, because I didn't have a problem in the past. Můžeš to zkusit, prosím? Just 1 second. Zkus to udělat, protože mě to prostě nejde. Tady? Pojď. No to jsem ale dělala, víš. A teď musíš jít dolů. Okay. No, a teď ty nikdo ne, že jo? No, tady bránu nevidím. Sorry for this technical problem, guys. No, tady není vidět. No, tady to vidět je. Zkus to ještě otevřít prohlížeče. We will try it one more time. Nebo to zavře. Mám to tady v tom otevření. Nevím, jestli to bude v tomhle. So maybe Can you see this, guys? Excuse me, can you see this, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Finally, thank you very much. Sorry, I'm very bad with these things. So let's have a look for the video from Hydogeopark Pátek.
Já bych vás chtěl přivítat na lokalitě, která nese název Hydogeopark Pátek, která má velmi zajímavou minulost a do budoucna by měla vytvořit zázemí pro 3 velmi důležité oblasti. Výzkum, vzdělávání a informování lidí o tom, co je to podzemní voda. To místo, kde se nacházíme, je místem vzdáleným 3 kilometry od Poděbrad, které jsou velmi známým lázeňským městem v Česku. A to samo dodává celé lokalitě plus určité výjimečnosti, protože Poděbrady jsou spojené s minerálními vodami a s výrobou minerálních vod. Historie je poměrně stručná, velmi dobře vymezená milníky. Zhruba v 60. letech naprosto bezvýznamné místo, kde jediným důležitým prvkem byla blízká továrna jménem Styl Praha, která se zabývala výrobou náplní do zapalovačů a využívala v rámci svých technologií látky, které jsou škodlivé vůči životnímu prostředí. Bohužel v dobách plánovaného hospodářství a vlády komunistické strany byl přístup k životnímu prostředí velmi nezodpovědný a problematika ochrany vod obecně nebyla vůbec řešena nebo řešena velmi okrajově. Při činnosti, zejména výrobního charakteru, vznikalo velké množství odpadních vod, které se vsakovali do prostředí, do horninového prostředí pod továrnou a vytvořili situaci, která je odborné veřejnosti známá jako kontaminované místo. A nastala situace, kdy v nedaleké studni si obyvatelé nechali provést rozbor a zjistili alarmující hodnoty přítomnosti látek chlorovaných uhlovodíků, které do vody nepatří, které jsou velmi nebezpečné z hlediska karcinogenity, teratogenity a dalších negativních dopadů nejenom na člověka, ale i na vlastní životní prostředí. Sanečního projektu se chopila společnost Chemcomex, která i vlastní sanaci zrealizovala, uplatnila tu řadu technologií a k tomu, aby místo, které je kontaminované, to znamená horninové prostředí a podzemní voda, aby to proběhlo skutečně efektivně, tak je nezbytné vytvořit síť hydrogeologických objektů, což v podstatě není nic jiného než studna, ale je vstupem k podzemní vodě, aby se s ní dalo pracovat, aby bylo možné kontrolovat, jaká je její kvalita, aby bylo možné případně potvrdit, že veškerá opatření, která se provedla, tak vedla k očekávanému cíli, a to je splnění sanačních limitů. To znamená dosažení takové koncentrace, která už nepředstavuje riziko ať vůči přírodě a životnímu prostředí, tak zejména člověku a lidskému zdraví. Sanační projekt se zrealizoval s velmi slibnými výsledky, podařilo se dosáhnout sanačních limitů a lokalitu je možné označit za dekontaminovanou. Každý z 20 vrtů, které se na lokalitě nachází, a to je velké plus, má svoji velmi dobře popsanou geologii, jsou provedené velmi podrobné rozbory vod a v podstatě se dá hovořit o tom, že každý z těch vrtů má svůj příběh. A vzhledem k tomu, že v době, kdy se zde sanace dokončovala, tak už byla část lokality využívána i pro potřeby výzkumu a vývoje. A konkrétně se jednalo o spolupráci s izraelským partnerem společností AB Industrial Recycling Technologies z města Netanja. Podařilo se využít zbytkové znečištění, které tu bylo, k ověření funkčnosti technologie, kdy na hydratovaných oxidech železa, osídlených železoredukujícími bakteriemi, vyvstalo činidlo, jehož aplikací do podzemní vody se velmi urychlilo biologické odbourávání zbytkového znečištění v podobě chlorovaných uhlovodíků. Tento prvek, který nastal, je spojníkem mezi minulostí v podobě sanačních prací, realizovaného sanačního projektu a dnešního účelu místa, na kterém se nacházíme, to znamená místa, které má stále sloužit pro potřeby výzkumu a vývoje, ale zároveň má plnit funkci studijního prostředí, kde je možné představit podzemní vodu, ukázat vše nezbytné k tomu, aby podzemní vodu správně vzorkoval, popsal, znal její proudění a zároveň měl k dispozici poměrně unikátní pracoviště pro poskytnutí informací co nejširší skupině obyvatel o tom, jak k podzemní vodě přistupovat, to, že si jich to dotýká, mají na svém pozemku studnu, jakým způsobem lze zlepšit její kvalitu, jakým způsobem lze monitorovat to, že jim studna nevysychá, co mohou být příčiny těchto jevů. V době, kdy se Hydogeopark rozvíjel, tak převažovala výzkumně vývojová činnost a díky spolupráci jak s českými vysokými školami, s výzkumnými organizacemi, s řadou jiných zahraničních partnerů, tak postupně vznikala další síť infrastruktury, která tu doposud zůstala zachována. Namátkou mohu zmínit vrty v podobě tzv. Dvojčat, kdy existuje aplikační vrt a vrt monitorovací. Je tu zajištěn systém přenosu dat, kde je digitalizovatelný signál, je možné zajistit, aby konkrétní uživatel dostával aktuální hodnoty do mobilního telefonu. Je tu zachována původní technologie v podobě stripovací věže, na které je možné ukázat, jak se konkrétní technologie realizuje. Nejběžnější postup, který je angličtině označovaný jako pump and treat, kdy podzemní voda s kontaminací je čerpána a v procesu takzvaného on-site je ošetřována různými metodami, ať už metodami chemickými, mechanickými, fyzikálními, biologickými. V tomto případě se jedná o metody chemicko-fyzikální. A toto zařízení, které je dodnes funkční, tak ukazuje, jak by se mělo přistupovat k vodě, objeví-li se zbytkové znečištění, to znamená snažit se o to i to zbytkové znečištění odstranit. Myslím si, že v rámci vzdělávání je hydrogeologie neprávem opomíjená a je paradoxní, že i studenti, kteří se připravují na odbornou dráhu hydrogeologů, mají tak omezenou možnost přístupu do reálného prostředí, že jsou úplné paradoxy typu až teprve po absolvování školy jsem měl možnost vidět, co to je vrtná souprava, nebo mohl jsem se seznámit s tím, jak se s konkrétním vrtem pracuje, nebo jaká technologická řešení tam mohou používat. Přáli bychom si, aby funkce Hydogeoparku měla mnohem širší rozměr a apel z naší strany je, aby každý člověk, který přichází do styku s podzemní vodou, aby si uvědomil, že není bezradný v tom, že nebude znát informace o kvantitě a o kvalitě, ale je dobré přistoupit k těmto řešením po konzultaci, po využití odborných metod a řešení, která mohou být prospěšná a která mohou přispět k ochraně podzemních vod.
That was the video. I hope everybody can saw it, and you should also heard that. Mr. Mekesh and Christina, I think we have few questions here. So if you can go ahead for the questions. So I send it to everyone, so you can see it also. But I think we have from Spain, from Murcia, the question. So. The size of the aquifer in HM3 and the rough surface occupied. How deep is the aquifer? And could you estimate the cost of the treatment works per HM3? Can you see the question on the right in the chat?
No, okay, I understand. I try to answer it. The depth of wells approximately is about 12 or 15 meter, and this is the first aquifer. But what is important, and this was also motivation for the remediation project in Poděbrady, there is the mineral water production company. And this company pump from for deeper aquifer, which is the source of mineral water, and the risk was the elimination of contamination input in this system. So the aquifer on the site is low, but the mineral water, which is not coupled with this, which is isolated, and it is very well illustrated in the leaflet. You can see the leaflet because I think on the second or third side you can see this is picture from Pavel Špaček. He's a geologist, hydrogeologist, and this demonstrates my words. I am not hydrogeologist, and I think the picture may explain more because you see the situation of Pátek. This is the Hydogeopark aquifer system, and then you see Poděbrady, which is the spa city with the mineral water company, and you see the other sources which are used for this. And the second part of the question, this was about cost, about money.
Yeah, about the cost. So can you estimate the cost of the treatment?
Sorry, I show in the presentation because we have special information because this was financed from EU money, and it is important to create the memory table, but I show you the picture. Sorry for this delay.
Oh,
Now
it was much bigger.
Picture. Yeah, yes, I have it.
Perfect. Take your time.
I will share it because this is this picture. So now I use shows, and may I share the picture?
Of course,
okay.
Just share the screen.
Okay. And I enlarge it.
No.
See you the picture?
No, it will be similar like with me because I need to open it in different browser. So can you describe maybe for us what's on the picture?
Okay, I have the information. The general cost, this was 11.4 million crowns. 26 crowns is one euro, and 9.7 million crowns were funded by EU. The rest of it, this was the state budget of Czech Republic and the budget of the village of Pátek. This was about 1 million crowns.
Sorry, so, could you repeat the units because I couldn't understand you perfectly.
Okay. So the general cost, this was 11.4 million crowns, and we can say this is.
Yeah, maybe let's calculate it to the euro if it will be better
Yeah.
for understanding, please. Thank you.
Yes.
This is €500,000 if I calculate. Wow. But what is the problem? This is the
for how many water?
How many?
How much water you treat, I think. No?
This is very detailed information. This is the information for the colleagues from Chemcomex, but you can contact it or write it on the chat, and I'm sure that two colleagues are also involved in this presentation, and they say you this detailed technical information. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, and then.
So I stop the sharing. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Can you send us the contact for your colleagues, or
okay.
will we ask you for this? It's
okay. Everyone.
Perfect. And then I have another question here. Yeah, because if we will have some special questions and they don't mind, it will be perfect if we can ask for them for this. Perfect. So Manuel, I think you can ask for more technical details on this email if you can see it. On
These people were responsible for the remediation. They were responsible for the cleanup project, for the cooperation, and I think you can get reliable information about these technical details. Okay.
Thank you very much. And then I have another question. Let me see, it's here. So how and when the bioreactors are recovered from the aquifer to carry out the removal of the pollutants?
Okay, I think this is about the train project. This was the project with iron-reducing bacteria, yes?
I am not sure, Manuel, if you can interrupt and you can say.
If yes, then the equipment which was described, this was on site. We created in our facilities the suspension of hydrated iron particles with bacteria, and then we pumped it into the well, into the groundwater well. And iron-reducing bacteria are non-pathogenic. Iron is fourth more distributed element on Earth, and I think we can create conditions which are non-reversible, but we improve the consortium of microorganisms in the well because they have to carry the iron particles. And this is the similar situation with the Titanic wreck on the seabed, because they used iron, and the created active iron helps with the combination with bacterial metabolism to the degradation or destruction of the chlorinated hydrocarbons. So this is non-reversible project, and in the next step, I think next half year, you bring the vessel again with a new created portion of or dose of the suspension, and you apply it again. We tested in lab with very good results, and we tested it also in the environment, and it helped the decreasing of HCH contamination. It's okay.
Sorry, sorry for interrupting or for participating in this. My interest is based on, we have this in Murcia. We had the same a similar problem with one of the most the biggest aquifer in my region, because this aquifer is polluted by nitrogen, and my interest is based on if it is possible to apply the same solution for removal nitrates in our problem in my region. That's why my interest point.
What was the contamination in your case? What was the source of contamination? ACH2, chlorinated hydrocarbons?
No, the problem of my region is the intensive agriculture, and there is the overexploiting of the ground of the soil has produced an increasing of the nitrogen contents in the aquifer.
Mm. There are very different approaches, and one of them may be this biocomposite solution, but you need to know the character of the contamination. You need to have groundwater, because this is very important for the bioprocessing of this solution, and then you can improve the self-cleaning effect of the groundwater in this case. In other situation, you can operate this train technology also on site or on in special reactors, vessels, special landfills, when soil has high concentration of chlorinated hydrocarbons. You can apply it to. This was the idea from the partner of the state of Israel, because they have problem from former military place, because the soil which is removed from these places is really heavily contaminated by crude oil, by oil, and also by chlorinated hydrocarbons, and technological steps which may ensure that the soil will without the contamination. But I can provide you more details about this technology, and you get from Lucia the contact to me, and no problem. We can discuss it, because I think this is more detailed set of information, and I think we can discuss it personally. This one. So generally, this was the information from me about it.
in our case, we are going to propose we have a university researching on the topic University of Cartagena, and maybe me and then we are going to contact with your organization.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Mekic. Don't you mind? I can put the email here also in the chat. Is it okay? Perfect. I will put that parameter there. Perfect. At the moment, thank you for the discussion, guys. At the moment, we don't have more questions, and I actually visit your places a few times already, so I think you answered me all questions, and at the moment, I don't have anything else I would like to ask. Oh, perfect. You write the contact on me. Perfect. Thank you very much for that. So I think no more questions. So guys, if you will have more questions later, don't hesitate to ask me, or you have contact here for Mr. Mekic. Or if you would like to ask something for Christina, you can ask there also, or the previous presentation about the Skanska. I would like to ask you, Mr. Mekic, if you have something, what do you want to say for the end, if you want to add something?
Many thanks for this opportunity, because our dream was to invite you on site and be really on the Hydogeopark place, but the situation is other. And many thanks to Lucia Balcarova, because this combination video and the oral presentation, I think from my point of view, perfect. And I hope for all people it was a source of information, or it is some kind of inspiration for further question or for further discussion about it. So from my side and from side of my colleagues from Teramed, many thanks, and it was very, very pleasant cooperation. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. For the end, I just would like to say that I will write my email here if not everybody has it. If you will have another further question, you can contact me also. We will share this video, we record it, and then we will share it, let's say, around 1 week on Interreg Europe webpage, or we will inform about that on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And then I will share there also the presentation and the leaflet from Hydogeopark if you didn't have a chance to download it now. I think from my side and from my colleagues and from the Czech Republic is everything for today. I would like to all of you invite to another online meeting. It's not actually a site visit but study visit. It will be very similar like this meeting, but we will have more shorter presentations, and then also you will see the videos from the places we will speak about, and it will be combination of the Czech language and English, so I hope it will be fine for you. It will be just not in English, but I think we will manage as manual well as we do it now. So guys, if you have any more questions, I will stay a little bit longer. Thank you for now, for the moment, and wish you a perfect day. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.